You know that feeling when you're staring at a spreadsheet just packed with numbers and your eyes just glaze over? Well, today we're going to talk about the magic of data visualization, the art of turning all that confusing data into a story you can actually see.
All right, so let's set the stage here. We're all living in the age of big data, right? We are absolutely swimming in information, just constantly being hit with it. But the real challenge isn't getting the data. It's figuring out what on earth it all means.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How do we cut through all that noise? How do we take this massive flood of numbers and turn it into something clear, something we can actually use to make decisions?
And that, my friends, is where data visualization comes in. It's this amazing sweet spot where analysis meets art. It takes all those abstract numbers and turns them into things like charts and maps that our brains are just naturally built to understand in a snap.
And when I say in a snap, I mean it. Get this. Research shows our brain can process an entire image in as little as 13 milliseconds. That is literally faster than you can blink. And that incredible speed is exactly why this works so well. It's like speaking our brain's native language.
And this is super important to get. Data visualization isn't just about making pretty pictures. Not at all. It's a serious tool for cutting through complexity, finding those hidden patterns, and, at the end of the day, helping us make way smarter decisions.
Now, it's really easy to think that this whole thing is a modern invention, something that came along with computers and Excel spreadsheets. But the truth, the real story, goes back way, way back.
So is this just a recent computer thing? No way. What we're actually talking about is a quest that's as old as humanity itself. This deep-seated need to make sense of the world around us.
Just take a look at this thing. It's one of the oldest maps ever found, the Babylonian Imago Mundi. We're talking about a clay tablet from the 7th century BCE. This is all the proof you need that our desire to visualize our world isn't new. It's a basic human instinct.
So yeah, this is so much more than a modern trend. It's an ancient human impulse. For as long as we've had information, we've been trying to draw it, to map it, to see our place in the bigger picture.
Okay, so let's take a quick run through history and hit some of the biggest milestones that shaped this entire field.
We're going to make 4 big stops on our tour. We'll start way back with ancient maps, then jump to the amazing breakthroughs of the Islamic Golden Age, see how the printing press changed everything, and then land right back here in our own digital age. Our first stop is ancient Egypt. This is the Turin Papyrus map, the oldest topographical map we know of. And this wasn't just some basic "you are here" map. It showed different types of rock and even where the gold mines were. I mean, that's an incredible amount of data for that time. All right, fast forward to the Islamic Golden Age. Here we see these amazing inventions like the astrolabe. You can think of it as a kind of ancient, handheld computer for telling time and navigating by the stars. It was perfected by brilliant minds like Mariam al-Astrolabi way back in the 10th century. Just a beautiful example of scientific visualization. The next massive leap forward? The printing press in the 15th century. This was an absolute game changer. For the first time, complex maps and charts could be copied and shared with tons of people. It totally democratized knowledge and transformed how people saw their world.
And then, of course, the 20th century brought the biggest revolution of all, the computer. This is what took us from static, hand-drawn images to the dynamic, interactive dashboards we all use today, tools that can process and show us incredible amounts of information in real time.
So that whirlwind tour of history brings us right to today. Let's pop the hood and look at some of the essential tools in the modern data toolkit.
Okay, here's one that trips people up all the time. Bar charts and histograms. They look alike, but they do totally different jobs. Bar charts compare separate categories, things sales for product A versus product B. You can reorder those bars however you want. But a histogram shows a continuous range, like the number of people in different age groups. Those bars have a fixed order and you can't move them. It's a critical difference.
And man, the modern toolkit is huge. You've got line charts for tracking things over time, pie charts for showing parts of a whole, scatter plots for finding relationships, heat maps to see data density. You get the idea. Each one is like a unique lens that helps us see the hidden story in the data. So after that long, rich history, where do we possibly go from here? What's the future look like for data visualization? Well, we are stepping into a whole new era, powered by AI and machine learning. Now, AI isn't just analyzing the data, it's helping us visualize it.
This means we're getting these real-time, multi-layered dashboards that can actually predict trends and find subtle patterns a person might completely miss.
This quote just nails the mission, doesn't it? The whole point, from the very beginning, has been to make the invisible visible, to make the complex simple, and to communicate big ideas with a picture that just clicks.
You know, when you step back and look at that whole timeline, you realize it's all one continuous story. From ancient maps carved in clay to today's AI-powered dashboards, it's all driven by the exact same human need, our quest to see, to map, and to understand the world we live in.
And that leaves us with one final big question to think about. As our world gets more and more complex and our data gets bigger and bigger, how are we going to have to evolve the way we see it? What new kinds of pictures will we need to invent to make sense of what's coming next?